Alright, good evening and welcome back. It's time to have a look at what happened at day 3 of the Japan Chess Championship. This is a 5-day tournament, 9 rounds, right? And we have access to the top 4 boards because they are digiboards, so the games are put live into the interwebs. But we are going to look at it after the fact so that we can just have a timely review instead of sitting here for hours trying to see what happened. So yesterday and the day before we looked at, what was it? Did we do both yesterday? We looked at day 1 and day 2. Now it's day 3, so around 5 and 6. And I'll just quickly point out here. So we're going to look at these 4 boards. I'm interested in Nanjo versus Tran. That'll be fun. Tran is the strongest player in Japan. I almost said China. Nanjo is someone who is also very strong, also in IM, and I've really enjoyed the games that they've played so far in this tournament, actually, in the previous 2 days. Yamada Kohei is an FM, Nakahara Khan, CM, Chen Muxi, I don't know, Chen Muxi, Shioguchi no Shine. Chen, I don't know, from China. Kobayashi, they had an upset the previous day against Aoshima Mirai, who is the 2nd seed of the tournament. And then board 4, Otsuka Shou, who is back on board 4 versus Yonemitsu Kohei. I don't know that player. But anyway, let's have a look at what the games are all about. Alright, so diving from the top, here is Tran versus Nanjo. We don't have a eval bar, but we can turn on the engine if you want to, and I'm going to keep the Masters database open. It's nice to see kind of how far people play specific theories. So e4, c5, like it. Alright, an immediate French variation. Going into an Alipin. Okay, cool. Delayed Alipin with e6. I like playing d6 against, yes, I like playing this against Alipin myself. Alright, knight f, knight a. So after knight a, it's kind of okay to take the pawn because now they take and the knight doesn't have its natural square anymore anyway because it's already jumped. But just gonna keep it from jumping completely. Yeah, because you already played e6, so you can't play your Lyska bishop out. So this is not really the same way I normally play this. Already this setup is slightly different. Yeah, e6 into c3. Second most played here, d5, obviously the opens is still the biggest one. c3, d5, ex, queen x, d4, knight f6, knight a3, and a6 here is the third move. Makes sense, no worries. And jumping the knight to c4, threatening that little fork over there. Knight bd developing and covering. Bishop e2 getting ready to castle. And also not losing sight of the d pawn, I guess. b5, interesting. What the hell is knight fd2? Oh, you're going to take the exchange. Oh my goodness, I did not see that at first. Interesting. So clearly didn't fall for that. But I mean, yeah, so the point is if you take then white says sweet, let me get that exchange, thank you very much. And if you decide to take here, then I guess white still says sweet, let me get that exchange, thank you very much. Okay, interesting stuff. Alright, yeah, I did not see knight fd2 coming. That's definitely already a bit of a surprise for me. Alright, cool. And now there's not a lot of Masters games left. Black played fairly well, draws and wins for black only. And in the Leeches database, also only about 5 games left. Alright, so rook a7, bishop f3, queen f5, knight e3, queen f4, and a4. Okay, so only 1 game left in the database in this position going a4. I'm assuming that they're still booked up in this position. cx drops a pawn. Queen b8 was the try in the database. Yeah, I mean, I was also thinking, why can't I take this pawn? There's no specific discoveries. It just makes me trade. The bishop can't quite get to you yet. I mean, you could say something like you have 0 development, I guess. Here, takes. No, you don't have 0 development, you're just slightly less developed. Queen c2, oh, I do like that though. Alright. Okay, willing to trade. Trade queens, let's trade. Can't take the pawn back because the rook's hanging. Now the rook's not hanging. Bishop has to run back. Bishop still has to run back. Oh, and a nice fork. Picks up the pawn. Alright, so yeah, I mean, this is all very equal. White's got an outside passer. Black's already got their king back up, but they don't have their development done either. So I don't know. White would probably still castle, I guess, because there's so many minor pieces on the board. Bishop e8, stopping the knight from going anywhere and getting out of its range. Knight re-centralizes. There's a nice little fork there. This knight covers it and also hits the light squared bishop. And white says, cool, let's trade. And cool, let's trade. Okay, everyone attacks the same pawn. The rooks come out. Trying to get the pawn forward. If you trade it there, I guess you'd take here and be able to solidify the pawn that way. Runs back instead, stops the knight from having jump squares. Hits this knight, hits the bishop again, coming for the backwards pawn. Knight coming in. Let's trade knights with the check. Going for the backwards pawn. Okay, so now everyone's got 1 isolated pawn and 2 on the queen, on the king side. And it does look like white's pawn is by far the most vulnerable. Although I guess actually if it can move now, but then you would hit the knight and the pawn would be dead, so you can't move it either. Oh, okay, just sacks. Yeah, because it's double attacked, right? Sorry, it's not a sack, it's just a double attack. Yeah, got to sort things out there. Alright, stopping the king from coming in. Stopping the king from coming in. Stopping the king from coming in. GG. And draw agreed. Oh no, hang on, we're still playing? Okay, interesting. Black's trying to find a way to push through. Yeah, just keeping the king from being able to come in. And in this case, I don't want to take because your king comes in. If you take or push past, then your king stay again. Just can't come forward. There's nowhere for you to go. Just circles. And trades off the last pawn. GG. Oh, that was a nice find here. Yeah, you have to take, and then the light squared pawn. Here you can't defend it anymore. GG. Wow. Okay, I wonder if anyone was specifically worse. I'm just gonna like pick a few. So when we get to the end of the theory in the database, still totally equal. And after you trade off, still completely equal. Still completely equal. Still completely equal. GG. Alright, I mean, I'm not looking if there was some specific small move somewhere, but overall it looks like this was just a clean draw. Duck from Cross. Hello to you. Thank you for coming by and saying hello. We are having a look at what the Japan Chess Championship games were on the top boards. Next game up is Yamada Kohei and Nakahara Khan. Yamada Kohei is an FM, Nakahara Khan is a CM, and apparently the FM won. Who would have thought it? Alright, C5. Oh, C4, what am I saying? English opening. Knight F, Knight F3. Bishop out. Okay, hang on. We had actually, in one of the previous rounds, we had a similar opening. Okay, now we're actually transposing a little bit. Now this is a Queen's Indian. Oh, is this a Queen's Indian anyway? Interesting. So this is just Queen's Indian already, right? Yeah, so this is a Queen's Indian against just a standard D4 opening. Okay, and white says no Nimzo for you. Yeah, I personally really love playing the Nimzos, so if it was allowed, I would have been in on that for sure. Bishop e7 and breaking with d-pawn. Breaking with the d-pawn. Was that necessary? d5 is just very, very good. Kasparov-Petrosian variation. d5 is just incredibly good for white. Really though? Bishop e7, not great. So d5 going into Queen's Gambit declined, or g6, or knight e4, which is kind of Nimzo-ish. Bishop e7 is just so good for... It's just so good for white after d5. And I'm not clear why. e4, oh, because we're crashing open the center. Ach, we're building up a massive center. Alright, d6, bishop d. Yeah, now this starts to look a little bit King's Indian defense-y, but we didn't get to our dark square bishop. Not e5, but c6. Here e5 continues, castle, knight bd, b4. Oh, this is just a very, very strong and fast attack coming. Well, strong, I'm not so sure, but definitely fast attack coming for white. Look how many pawns they've got all the way over there already. And black's got nothing. Everything's on the first, second, third ranks on their side of the board. Well, okay, so c6 instead, and takes. You've got to take back with your pawn because there's nothing else defending it there. Alright, and breaks again. Oh, very nice. It just breaks up the pawn structure on black side of the board. Maybe you're going to put a knight over there now, just stopping these pawns. Nope, you're actually just going to take the front one, alright? And we've left theory behind here. DE is the last move. Leech's database. Okay, we've got a few more games. DE, FE, and E5 one game. Oh, and this one was just jumping out, but black said no jumping out, I'm just taking it. Stopping your knight from coming in, hitting the backwards pawn, which would be a fork, and just open up the diagonal against the king. Bishop coming out. You could threaten some silly things here with your queen and all kinds of things here as well. Knight's out. Attacks the rook. Yeah, that's just a light square problem around the king, isn't it? Develops. Oh, maybe he wants to get in there with the knight. Stops that, I guess. Gets over there. Pushes. Another break by white with a single pawn. So if you take your light square bishop's just kind of not going anywhere ever. And kind of the same if you push past. So this, yeah, just push. Okay, except you sacked it against the knight. Did that knight do something that mattered? Okay, you opened up the diagonal. Ah, okay, so this is pretty good then obviously as well. And in this case, you don't want to take the knight because it opened up the light square bishop, right? So if you take, the pawn moves and slowly this bishop is seeing a bit of the board. Going for the bishop, which is kind of stuck in the middle, so that's a pawn for... You could have... No, you can't take there, sorry. No, you can take there. Would you not want that knight running around the board? Okay, trades off. So at this situation, white's got the bishop pair. And better activity, because that light square bishop is still looking at nothing. And also, the queen side rook is just kind of sitting in the corner. Alright. Trade queens? No trade queens. Finally the rooks. Okay. Just that light square bishop still needs to have some plan made for itself. Okay, here it comes. Yeah, stopping you from coming in on that diagonal. King up. Okay. So okay, just covering the square so you can't trade queens on it if you wanted to. Alright, never mind, now I'm back again. Getting off the diagonal so you don't pin my knight to me. Hits the queen, defends the knight. Trades rooks, defends the knight, hits the king, back on the diagonal. Does this matter? I guess this might be part of it. And you can't go here, and if you go here, maybe we start trading things off and you have a take with your queen, then GG. So getting out of the way, defending that. Oh wow, yeah, okay. Black is just on the defense. Trades off. Triple attacks that knight. Everything attacks that knight. Also attacking that rook behind it. So I'm thinking this is already just lost. +5. Oh my goodness. Found the best move. Alright, so you're down in exchange. Very difficult not just to lose this. Oh, okay, well, black really gave it a go, though. Yeah, okay, but then they called it. GG. I'm saying we already looked here, but maybe a bit earlier as well. So, before they got the Ryosuke bishop out, it was already plus a little bit. And when we still had all of these minor pieces running around also. Yeah, so white was just a bit better most of this game. Very nicely played. Duck. I am Kaimate from Leeches. Hey, Kaimate, I saw that you joined the Slack recently. You've been quite active today, if I remember. Yes, I do stream the league. Currently the league's not going, and I'm not playing any league, but I'm currently also streaming just kind of my own training games. So if you go look on the YouTube channel, you see, I call it Road to Better Chess. Till the league starts, you can look for Road to Better Chess on the channel as well. It's my training games. So yeah, feel free. And thank you very much for checking out the stream. It's always nice to see new faces on Slack. Didn't you say you're from Mozambique, by the way? I'm from South Africa, so that was quite a nice surprise. Or maybe you were not the person who said they're from Mozambique. I don't remember. Right, Kobayashi Atsuhiko versus the Chen Muxi. Right, I don't know either of these players, but Kobayashi Black got an upset win against the second seed in the tournament the previous day, and Chen Muxi, I have no idea, they are from China. Let's see, so they open with e4, and we're going to get a modern, okay, so take the middle, and this makes me think you're gonna end up castling long and pushing your pawns forward for an attack, but we will see. Alright, d6, f5, f4, yeah, a knight out. Okay, so this is looking like a King's Indian defense, although I'm just not so sure with this knight in front of the pawn. Yeah, it makes me feel like you're gonna castle the other way, so a4, never mind, we're gonna come open things up a little bit here. Castle short. Okay, let's actually just see. Knight c3 is the main move here, standard line. What's wrong with c4? Nothing. c4, c3, knight f3, f4. Okay, basically a million moves you can play. Standard defense. Okay, so let's get back to that. a4 in this position. Okay, it is playable. bd3 is main. Alright, that's something for sure. Back. Knight d, castle, c5, d5, knight fg, knight bd, castles, knight c4, still following two games, a4, just solidifying the position. I guess the point being that if you could get this in, then you might at some point want to jump there. So just a4, a5, and here king h1. Both of these players both played king h1, and then what? Did they launch the pawn? No, they did not launch the pawn. Okay, then I'm not so sure. Queen e2, getting on the diagonal. Okay, and then king h1. Okay, so we're actually still following one of the games. And now I think we're finally out. And I'm guessing, yeah, the Leeches database doesn't really do this. So in this position, The game in the database was a draw. C4 has come up a few times till now, but it hasn't been played yet. Going for that square with the knight. Coming over with the rook. Up with the queen. Very close position. Is interesting. These kinds of games. Okay, and white continues to push. Opens things up. Hits the queen. Sacks the knight. Oh no, the queen's actually, yeah, the queen's actually not defended there. You can't take the knight. Okay, takes the pawn, but now the pawn in front of the king is open. Oh, this is dangerous. Yeah, and now you've got jumps and here, so you can jump here, and then you have, oh, this is mate. Amazing. Yeah, you gotta take it. Take everything. Another mate on f7. Yo. White just got in there. So at this point I'm guessing it's still relatively equal. Relatively equal. Equal-ish. Equal-ish. Okay, here already there was just taking the rook was probably the... Oh, taking the a pawn was the mistake. Oh my goodness, +5. +5 if you just push the queen away. Because it can't come in to protect anymore. It can only run back this way. Like, you know, it can come down, I guess, but that's probably not useful. Oh wow. Okay, well, what a crushing game by white. Let me just quickly look. Push him with the pawns. Castle. Keep the position closed. Yeah. Not breaking with e5. Man, I would have considered e5 break ages ago already. Actually broke with f5 instead. Yeah, and when the position opened up, black had all the space, but they couldn't move anything. And their rooks are just sitting there, this bishop's just sitting there. Oh, and now they've opened up this diagonal. This f5 break was crushing. Yeah. This is very good. Makes me think that this was a mistake. e6 was maybe something that opened up the position incorrectly. Alright, let's look. Next one. Yonemitsu Kohei versus Otsuka Shou. A Sicilian at modern variation. I want to say Taimanov. Okay, the little check. d4, this is the Moscow. Yes, knight f, castle. But I don't know the Moscow at all, so tell me, pray tell what happens if I take here. Okay, back. This pawn is gonna hang. And then you can't go anywhere. Okay, so let's say I don't, and you castle. Then you've got a kind of difficult to move bishop. And this is better for white. Okay. This is new to me, I don't actually know this variation. So it leaves it, a6, bishop d, and e6 is a move, knight c5 is main. Knight c5 does look pretty nice. e6, c4, and now this looks like we might be setting up a Marazzi bind kind of situation, you know, with the pawns like this. Knight c3, castle, bishop e3, rook c1, and b4, yeah. So f3 is kind of the Marazzi bind thing that I'm, yeah, this is literally it, right? Okay, but anyway, they played b4, a little bit more aggressive. Let's see. b4, one game in the database. Knight out attacking the bishop, defends. What would be the... If you take, do I have some kind of jump that's amazing? Oh, your queen's just stuck. Kind of. Oh, you're dropping your dark square bishop one way or another, huh? And what if you go here? Go back to where you came from. Okay, yeah, there's just too many knights jumping around you. You're gonna drop something. Don't take the pawn. f3. So this is kind of Maratsi bind, except they have the bishop. Ach, they had a b4 already as well. Okay, gets out of the way for the defense. Queen up. Knight gets hit. Back safe. Retreats. Gonna double up. A file open. Wow. Whose position do I prefer? I mean, white's clearly the one with more space, right? Centralized knights. And although the bishops aren't really doing that much, it's not like this bishop is doing much either. And these knights are all on the king's side. Yeah, so this is probably just a little bit better for white. Engine doesn't really think it matters, but it feels to me like white clearly is the one with a bit of play. Okay, the king h1 here feels like, okay, I guess that's, yeah, I guess at some point maybe the diagonal will open, so just play the move. Getting into those light squares, yeah, you can see it happening. Oh yes. Oh yes, okay, this is looking better and better for white, almost certainly. Yeah, now it's +2 already. Okay, hang on. Oh, this just wasted too much time. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is looking great for white. Coming in, taking all the pawns, cleans up the diagonal. Yo. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Sacks a rook for just kind of... what are you actually threatening here? Here... No, that's not it. I mean, you're kind of just threatening this, aren't you? Was that really such a good move? Let's see. Yeah, you did throw away a bit of your advantage, but you're just getting so much play. And white's victorious. No way. That's strong? Yeah, that's strong. This pawn's going forward. There's a nice check, I guess. This... I mean, what if you just moved it? Check. Okay, what if you just sacked back? Because they sacked one. Yeah, just... I mean, the two rooks is your advantage for your queen, right? So, it's just no good. Alright, well, GG. These games are very convincing. And that first draw... I'll take it. I'm happy to see them drawing as well, I guess. Alright, round 6. Let's go to look at round 6 quickly. Tran versus the Chen Muxi person, Otsuka, Shou, Yamada, Kohei, Higashino, Tetsuo, and Nanjo. And Shioguchi versus Averbukh. Hey, Alex is back in the top as well. Nicely done, nicely done. Alright, let's have a look at what happened in these games. This is round 6. So, Chen Muxi the challenger versus Tran seed 1 for the tournament, and it does look like seed 1-1, d4, d5, knight f3, c3. What was that? Like a London? I guess, yeah, I guess we're playing a London. In that case, I'm already more on black side because I play against the London. I do not take though. That's new. That's news to me. Oh, interesting. Did you do this on purpose, taking a knight h5 so you can get your knight out here? Oh, sorry, my back is so stiff. Cx is the second biggest move. Knight h5. Mega theory, clearly the idea is to get your bishop on the diagonal, and white's bishop is a massive pawn at this point. Knight e, g6. Knight d. Knight g coming back out. Okay, just getting it to safety. g3, knight up, bishop f. Now you can trade off your bishop again and you have a knight to take that spot. Castle, bishop g2, and I feel like this would still have some leeches games. No, no way, we don't have... Yeah, top leeches have played in this position. Knight f, bishop f. Oh, no one takes. Interesting. No one, oopsie, no one takes the bishop. There's only one Masters game that said take. Yeah, it's not bad, I guess. Right, but you have you have a lot of dark squared holes in the game. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that trade. That's kind of tough. White traded off their bad bishop, and black traded off their good bishop. That's not a great way to go. Definitely not a good way to go. I'm not a big fan of this plan. Alright. Now I've got to make some new plans because you got the wrong colors everywhere. Okay. Defending, doubling up, I'm guessing. Hitting that knight, double up. That's a nice square for the knight. Not a great square for the bishop, unfortunately, but it's okay. Getting the queen out of the way. Would you be threatening to take? And then take, and take the knight, I guess. Right. Okay, that disconnects the rooks. Okay, now, I mean, yeah, I guess h6 isn't in itself a danger, but your king obviously is now completely stuck where it is. Breaking with f6, but you drop a pawn in a way, don't you? 3 attackers and 2 defenders, yeah. Gets out of the way. Gets out of the way. If you take, it's just an unfortunate trade. Okay. Getting out of the way. Also not great. Oh wow, and white doesn't even take the exchange. They let it go. This is just aware of how incredibly strong their attack is, I guess. Checks, blocks with the bishop. Hits the knight again, blocks it, takes a pawn. Threatens mate. Hello? Oh, check. I was like, what are you doing? Okay, but you can't stop the mate. If you go here, I take, and there's still mate coming. If you go here, I take. Ah. Okay, but white was just clearly crushing from like a while back then, I guess. Here things started going wrong. Going after that bishop wasn't great. Oh, man. Okay, so just... I don't like how black played this with this. So this original idea with taking and the knight here to get the bishop out looked good, but white just had the perfect plan against it, and you still have to trade off. And now you've got like a million dark square holes around your king. Ugh. Alright. White clearly knows what they were doing. Next. Yamada Kohei Otsuka Shou. E4, C5, knight F3. Okay, this is similar to the other game. Yes. And now just straight... Oh, okay, hang on. Was the last one not with the bishop? I don't actually remember. Now D4. Takes. This is back into the Moscow again. This is slightly different, isn't it? Rook E1. A6. E6 was played last time as well. I'm actually kind of blanking now. Yeah, bishop F1 is main, but they decided to put it on D3 instead, which is the line that we saw on the other way, and you're just setting up Amarazzi bind. Okay, now we're going back into theory again. Now bishop f1. Okay. Alright, still got some games here. Bishop g2. Oh my goodness, still got some games. Man, this Moscow variation is uncomfortable for black, I think. Okay, we've circled and circled and circled. Okay. Avoids trading. White says I have all the space. I don't want to trade and you can't make me. What is this move? Is it because you're gonna push? Are you trying to defend this? Is it because you might give up this square and you don't want your queen to be hit? It is. Okay, understood. Yeah, no queen now. I'll bring the bishop back. Takes that knight out. Oh, sack time. So you take, I take, hitting that bishop. Yeah, takes a pawn and takes a bishop. Close to your king though, this is dangerous. Takes a knight out. Oh, that's a lot of... Oh wow, interesting, check it out. So, yeah, I guess you're taking here, right? And if you take there, it's mate. Take here. And if you don't, then I take here, and then it's mate like this. Okay, let's just, I don't know, make a move. Yeah, this is the way. I saw this, but I felt like this is maybe not the right way. But yeah, white was crushing. This is a great move to find. And it's still completely equal as long as you just don't take. As soon as you take, it's slightly better for white. And oh yeah, the second pawn was just, you gotta get in on that rook faster. Tough one. Alright, let's look at Nanjo's game. Come on Nanjo, play some interesting line that I like. F3, F6, C5. Why not? D4, takes, and E5. I do not know this. This is already new to me. Alright, and black gets the center. I like that. And if you take, would you take with the B pawn? D takes his main. Okay. But I could take with the B pawn if I wanted to. Alright, it's a game. D5 gets the center, very nice. Bishop E, castles, and straight E4. Okay, so just not letting you get any pressure down this file. Yeah, nice check. Rook out, still hasn't castled. Whoa, and the pawns keep rolling. What happens here? Do you do this? Let's see. Oh no, you just come down. Wow, okay, this is better for black already by like -2. Oh, these pawns are amazing. These pawns are absolutely amazing. Okay, now you're slowly losing them a little bit. Finally castles. Finally castles, but you've lost some of your advantage here. -1 though. Yeah. Yeah, there's a check there, but you don't. Oh yeah, hang on, you do. Here, oh, I'll just go back. What am I talking about? Never mind. Oh, that's a nice one. Yes. Oh no, yeah, okay, you found a way to trade off. Come on, baby, America. Why is that song stuck in my head? Why knight B? Stop the pawn from running. And what? Stop the pawn from running and what? I legit don't know. knight B? Very unsure. What if I just take here? Oh no, then you check me. I could have done this though, can't I? Like this. Oh, there's just no way to keep things safe. Okay, understood. Okay, so it just stops the pawn from running, I guess. Defends everything. Finally trades pawns. It even goes down the exchange to, well, hang on, not goes down the exchange. Sacks the rook for 2 minors. That's good. Alright, so now you've got a knight and a bishop versus a rook, and you are down a pawn. This is tight stuff. You've got to be very careful where you run to. If you take this, I mean, you only had one option. Oh, this is bad. Oh, Nanjo, no. Oh, okay, GG, thank you very much. They're just completely winning if they just took the other way. Oh my goodness. Okay, well that's lucky. Just keeps everything blocked in. Fortress, thank you. Chase the bishop. Oh, that is just ridiculous. Okay. Oh no, white must be kicking themselves because they had a clear win there. Maybe they just weren't able to get it together at the last minute. Alright, let's see. Averbukh. Alex is back at the top boards as well. Welcome back, Alex. Okay, this is looking somewhat similar. Oh, this is I mean, this makes it as a silly invitation, but this is the classic Nimzo Larsen, isn't it? If I do this classical variation, yeah. Alright. Yeah, just trades off in the center. And Fianchetto is the other bishop as well. Trades that one off. Oh wow. So in this position, black has an isolated pawn, white has got doubled f-pawns. I kind of like white's position, to be honest. I feel like this is going to be hard to control, and there's a lot of squares here. This bishop's on the wrong color. It feels like it might be nice for white. Solidifies it, brings all the pieces in, and sacks the dark square bishop for 3 pawns. Was that acceptable? Well, says apparently just not. Okay. Trades off. And now white has got 3 extra pawns, but this can't go anywhere, and these guys aren't very helpful. So this looks, yeah, this looks way better for black. Those pawns are just not very useful. Now I've only got 2 extra pawns. Now I've only got 1 extra pawn, and it's all on the same side of the board. It's so slow to make a passer. You got it. Ugh, yeah. No, that was... Apparently it was still kind of okay after you sacked it. So where did we go wrong? This is slightly bad. You just had to immediately do it. This whole jumping around thing was just worse and worse and worse. Okay. Alright. So, with those standings, then let's see. Ranking list after round 6. Ranking list after round 6. So, Tran, rank 1, seed 1, rank 1. Alex Averbukh actually doing pretty well. 11 to 2. Otsuka Shou 4-3, 3-4, very close. Chen Muxi 7-5. So Takahiro is doing very well as well. 7-8, 18-3. That's pretty close. Fuji Chiaki 22. Shioguchi Tatsuya Okay, and then from there, I think, I don't know, Kojima not doing so good. No, I don't know what's been wrong with him. For the last like year, he's just been slowly bleeding rating. Maybe he just really isn't trying that hard anymore. Maybe he's like doing other stuff with his time. Nakahara Khan not doing great. Unfortunate. Seed versus Jiang Likai. Oh, didn't have a rating. That's why their seeding was so low. And Aoshima Mirai is having a tough tournament. 3.5 out of 5. They aren't doing their best either. Alright, okay, I think that's going to be it. So that is round 5 and 6. Day 3 of the Japan Chess Championship. I just realized that this light is super kind of moody. Looks like I'm trying to shoot some kind of like gangster scene about something. Anyway, thanks to everyone who came past. Duff from Cross, Kai mate, I hope that you find what I suggested to you, and welcome to the League Chess 4545 League. We will be looking forward to streaming and playing those games as the season progresses as well, but for now I think we're going to call it, and hope to come back again tomorrow and check out what happened on day 4. So be safe, take care, and see you next time.